Hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Continuum Aeon Luna Rocks. I am your story guide, Scott, and here with us we have Murphy playing Hannah, Nigel playing Bram, Diane playing Frankie, and Puka playing Mycelium. How are y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good.
All right, fantastic. So we've been off for a week or so, for a session or so. So let's do a little bit of a recap. When last we left our punks on the moon, they had braved the Artemis server of TerraSurge, the apparently still running virtual full dive MMO that apparently only has 5 players running it for some nebulous reason. The SI that maintains it has made some claims about them being necessary for keeping the true AIs that run the game sane, since the game has been decommissioned and it doesn't have players. But there was also some discovery that in recent months another entity had entered into the server and was hiding there. And through various interactions and going on a short quest, which was discovered by some of our players that was a kind of a feint for getting a very, very detailed, hard look at all of you by this entity. And eventually you passed through all the golden gates, and got every color-coded key that you needed. And were entered into the Temple of the Presence, which is the name that people call the entity. And then we're taken on a psychedelic tour of the last 4 million years of our galaxy's history, during which various scenes of flourishing of energy that had then been quickly suppressed by some force seemingly happening all over the galaxy over the course of this 4 million years, and a more detailed examination of the last couple thousand years of Earth's history, in which this cycle of flourishing of power and energy has occurred multiple times, being suppressed each time. And through empathy and psionic examinations, eventually you were all sort of brought into a state of mental readiness to which you could actually start to communicate with this being. You had supposed that this being may be a refugee from whatever agent is causing all of this suppression of energy, given the fact that it's hiding and that it seems to need help. And does not wish to do so from its own kind. But among the first words that it spoke to you in a way that you could understand it, it identified its kind as the Doyen, and then saying that we are terrible. So all of you are back in the... You're still inside the server. You're still inside the game. You still have your animas as your bodies, and your senses sort of recede from this like whirlwind psychedelic galactic tour, and you find yourself in that sort of shimmering pool of energy upon the central dais of the temple, and about 10-ish feet above you is a indistinct celestial figure of light. You can't get any firm features on it. It is a shape vaguely humanoid, but it glows with an internal light, and you all feel its. Even through the haze of the game, you feel its telepathic presence, uh, uh, waiting to communicate with you. It seems to pause after identifying itself, or at least its kind, and is sort of waiting for a response from any of you. I will say that our three psionic members have sort of gotten a good read on this thing. You feel its kind of intention of it wants to be understood, and it's very afraid. But a combination of the dice telling its own story in a very appropriate manner. Frankie has not gotten a very good read on it. I believe has gotten a very pessimistic view of what this thing is and what it's up to. So yeah, it seems to be just sort of hovering above you, a digital representation of whatever its true form might be, awaiting a response from all of you.
Hi. That was intense.
Intense is a word.
So is there I'm addressing the creature now. I'm Hannah. Is there a name we should call you? Can you understand when we talk this way?
Um, in sort of it's a doubled kind of speech, because it's coming to you sort of through your physical senses, but also like on a back end telepathic carrier wave, um, and it says identity, memory is not whole.
Oh shit, guys! Think they have amnesia.
We
Hmm.
are abomination to our kind.
Why?
We live very long lives, and to survive with what you would call sanity, we must prune thousands of years from our existences. But it is always demanded to be considered a true doyen that we retain memories of our physical existence. I lack those memories. I do not know why my other self or my progenitor, I do not know if I am newly created or simply pruned, but I do not know. I do not know things which is considered essential for being a true member of my kind, and for that they will destroy me.
How long have you lived as you are now?
I have memories of hundreds of thousands of year stretches with gaps in between, but my state as I am now, having lacked the true memories of physicality, approximately 3, maybe 4 of your months.
I see.
Now, when you say lacking physicality, like, do you mean you exist only virtually in this simulation, or
No,
some?
no. We are beings. We were once physical. We were once much as you were. You are now awakened to the psi, the nature of psi reality, but physical, biological, mortal. I know that we attempted to ascend into pure psi as a species collectively, but we failed. And now our true forms are caught between psi and matter.
I'm guessing you don't know what it is that caused you to fail.
That is among the memories that I lack. The that is what's considered essential to be what we are.
What would your
No, Mike,
No.
please go ahead.
what would your physical self look like? It wouldn't be made of goo, would it?
Yes, that would be one way of putting it. Light and protoplasm, I believe, is the most accurate. Photonic, electrokinetic photons, and protoplasmic physicality.
Mice, are you suggesting that we currently have our hands shoved in this poor thing's body?
More or less, yes.
Oh, sweet mother of God. I think I'm going to be ill.
Well, you should be ill in here because here it's just a simulation.
I don't know
So
if
you
that
won't
works that way.
The interface that you are using, the one that I use to translate myself, is a biotechnological construct. It
Oh,
is
thank
not
mercy.
my body.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Let's go on now.
So,
It's not its body, it's just its biotechnological
I'm
excrement.
fine with that. That works for my brain, mice.
so how do you come to be here, and where did you come from? Since you're obviously, I'm guessing, not from this planet, and or this, moon. And yeah, how'd this happen? Just out of curiosity, because I'm very curious.
Well, there are many many places out in the galaxy where my kind have outposts. I came into existence as I am now on one of them, and as I collated what memories I have, I began to realize that I would be hunted and destroyed for lacking what I lack. So I analyzed where might be the best place to hide, and I teleported here.
Teleported, you say? Well, that makes sense, I guess.
We are not limited as your scions are, as they have been constructed to be.
Yeah. Is that?
Constructed to be.
Well, that's what we saw.
Yeah.
So what? So when you say constructed to be, sorry, I'm kind of grilling you since we just met and all, but
No, questions are good. Questions are a way of forming mutual understanding, and I am going to be asking much of you uh, later. So it is I believe it is a fair exchange of information.
well, I'm not exactly making any promises if you're asking stuff that's gonna like wipe us out or nothing, but sounds good for now.
No. I intend to make humanity much stronger, so that they can help, so that I may have a better place to hide.
Makes sense. I can I can respect a.
But what were you asking?
Oh, right. So yeah, in that vision you just showed us, or I guess that was you, unless there's something even more puzzling going on here.
No, I was showing you parts of my memory.
That makes sense. So that force that we saw that kind of gave us or shaped our as a species psionic abilities, was that your people or something outside of both of us?
No, that was my people. The Doyen. We are paranoid and selfish on a cosmic scale. They I suppose it is part of what I am missing, that I lack the inherent revulsion at the thought of other species attaining power and transcendence where we have failed to do so. But they cannot abide such a thought. Wherever power flourishes in the galaxy, it is Doyen dogma to suppress, control, or destroy it.
But you don't know why. It
has been such for 4 million years.
Interesting.
Okay.
I mean, if it's been working for you this long, I understand the power of tradition.
Well, I
But,
guess if you live partially in Psi, you might not want other species coming and colonizing your spot.
It is your humanity is a very special case. I know. Your aberrants are terrifying. I recoil at the thought of them. Their power is deadly to our kind. And some believe that the best way to eliminate the threat of them is to crush it at the root. But the dominant faction believes it is best to shape and control humanity as weapons against your aberrants.
So possibly one of the factions that wants to crush it at the root is the ones that are likely helping the crystalline entities.
That seems plausible.
I did have a theory.
I am not aware of the machinations. There are many Doyen factions, but they all seek to keep a stranglehold upon the galaxy.
Would make sense, though.
How can we get you back into connection with the rest of you?
I am not. If I were to retain all of my memories, I would be mad. Millions upon millions of years, it is not good to hold that. If I were to retain the memories of physicality, then I would likely become like the rest of my kind. I do not wish to.
If you trust yourself, then you probably had a reason for deleting those memories, so I understand keeping that faith. What do you think made you decide you didn't want to be like the rest of your species? Do you know that?
I do not know. My memories prior... The memories that I have, if it indeed I am the same being, that procreation in our current state is very different. It is not allowed because any procreated being would inherently lack the memories of physicality, but those few children that have existed for long enough to understand retain some memories of their creator. So I don't know. I don't know what I am. I don't know if I am a new being or if I am an old one. Either way, the memories would be the same.
There's kinds of trees we have that when they're chopped down, or when the only way they make a new one is when the old one dies and a new one grows out of it. And it's hard to tell if it's a different tree than the original one or the same one because there's continuity and it's in the same spot, which I know isn't the same for you, but I don't know. Kind of makes sense, I guess, if you would inherit memories
the most
when you.
the most recent memories I have from before are from 5 of your years ago.
What are they of?
They are of my memories were of following up on an old project. Something that had been destroyed that we detected glimmers of. But that is, I think, unimportant. I think the future is more important than the past. They are everywhere. They have their fingers and tendrils in so many places, and I have been thinking and peering into the future. I have what you would call clairsentience, and I see a very narrow path to my survival. And that
You're
is
talking about the others like you are the ones that are everywhere?
yes, yes,
You want us to reveal them.
yes. I know not how. I have seen snippets of a way. I see. I have seen a what do you call the tall the tall organism that begins in the ground and splits up into the sky?
Trees.
Ah, I have seen
Tree. Yeah.
I have seen a tree, and I have seen lights and heard music.
You've seen our band.
Yes, I have seen your faces.
So,
You want us to reveal them, and you want us to put on a bang show so they can fully grasp and comprehend what it is that they're seeing.
I mm, if that is what it takes, I know only what I have seen. I have seen the tree. I have heard, felt music, and um, I know not exactly how to do it, but I believe that somehow we can show their face to the galaxy. They will be the only thing that will stop them from hunting me is full retreat.
So, do they know you're hiding out among us? Like, do they know you exist, or are you worried you'll be discovered, or are they actively searching for you? Just kind of trying to put the pieces together here.
Yes, they know. I have felt 3 of them on this planetoid hunting me for as long as I have been hiding here.
Wow,
I have
it's
hidden
alarming.
here because this system is it is very uncomfortable to be in here because it is based upon the technology of your aberrants. But they will not look here because of that fact.
Makes sense.
Are
makes
you
sense.
so so what are your goals right now? What are you looking to do in the let's say immediate to moderately near future? Are you looking to get out of this place? Are you looking to help us? Are you trying to flee to somewhere where you will never really be found?
I believe we must. I believe recent events, uh, our communication, your activation of this system, have. I believe that they are coming. That this place may be compromised. So yes, I will need to physically relocate, and shortly thereafter that we must expose them to your species, so that
I'm
they
all about
are too afraid. Um, they will have to retreat and reformulate a plan, and then, but by knowing your species will be able to keep them at bay, and I will be able to hide amongst you for longer.
Question though. We saw out of play. We saw the proxies
Mm-hmm.
in our vision
Yes.
in play. So we saw the proxies like through your memories. Are they ignorant of you and the true nature of what they've been through? Can we convince them of what has happened? Can they be allies in this?
Your proxies were given a great gift that came with a powerful leash.
I guess the question is, and maybe you know, did they know when they got that gift about the strings, the leash that was attached, or
I think it wasn't a choice.
They were
And now
told
they're the ones holding the strings now too.
that your aberrants were returning, and that they could be given the power and the capacity to fight them and to raise humanity up, um, in order to survive your aberrant's return.
Of
Man,
course.
that is a solid play.
But
You
It
could have
is.
given this to us
But
anytime.
but you also have to look at it this way, that a lot of it was fear mongering in the fact that they wanted us to fight their war for them.
yes,
I mean,
I'm
they
not arguing that aberrants are a good thing. What I'm saying is that is, as we saw from the exposed thing from our other friend with the message from the aberrants, or the, what do they call them? Wasn't aberrants, what they
Nova?
call them? The
No.
Nova. From the Nova that were like, hey, we've always been on your guys' side and here to help you. Think of what could have happened if they would have gone, if we would have embraced the Nova side of it and not the aberrant side of it. Ugh, this goes so deep.
I do not know of that. I ask that aberrant or nova, I do not wish to contact any of them. It would That power is deadly to me and to my kind.
No, but
Yeah.
it will bring credence to what you're saying. There was a communique that was intercepted from, what they call it, some E
Even something.
Eden, Eden something. Anyway, from some Eden place, and it was from Novas that were talking about how they wanted to help us and how we could have, could be allies, and how if we wanted them to return, all we had to do was ask.
I know not of this, but I will say, against my own trepidation, that I am fairly certain that the Doyen do not have any hold upon these Novas of Eden.
The reason why I bring it up is because they might, I mean, if we want to play at their game, we could use fear against them as well.
yes,
Fear is,
that is the point. to
Well,
make them afraid, to expose them, and scare
yes,
them away.
but and part of that is we have to expose you to the masses. And the masses are currently we are dealing with a war with the what do we call them? The what are those dudes? I can't remember the name off.
Chromatic? No.
Yeah, the chromatics.
Yeah.
We're currently at war with the chromatics, and if my theory is correct, one of your kind has, or someone who has been instructed by them has been helping the chromatics. That's why they've gained so much information so quickly and able to do this so fast. If
And,
we are to
teleporting and such.
exactly, if we are to expose the fact that your people manipulated us to begin with psionics, specifically to fight a war against the aberrants for them, and then we bring up the communique from the Novas who are here offering aid to help us with the chromatic war, think about the possibility of how much that sway that's going to have with the people.
I mean, we could technically just cut off the part where they say with the chromatic war. We can just say, all we'll release is we are here to help you, ... And then, I don't know, maybe help some Dorian connect the dots and make them think that, oh shit, cat's out the bag. The Novas are coming back to help us fuck them up.
I don't want to throw a wet blanket on this idea, but we're talking about a species that has millions of years of memories to draw from. I don't know that the four of us standing around talking are going to be able to come up with a plan that can hoodwink them quite so easily.
Well,
But
Also,
I'm all trying,
on
so
a more practical level, it might be hard to getting us listened to at all, and this would be a tricky proposition as we are now. I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, music moves the soul and all that stuff, but
well, think of there's already the precedent of other people playing other people's bang.
mhm.
I mean, we did get the okay to do it when they were doing the jump bang.
Well, not only that, that experience that you showed us, nodding toward the presents, um, kind of reminded me of what it feels like when I do the Muzzy and Bang experience. If there was, and I already know I can link up with someone else while we're doing that, so we can dump a pretty powerful experience directly to people if we need to, or if we want to. Um,
But we also need one that people that aren't like you guys can understand. Like, I don't mean that in a negative way, but
no,
like you show someone else who doesn't have my like freaking like conspiracy theory knowledge, all the crap we just saw, I'm pretty sure they're going to be gibbering idiots by the time they're end of it because that was a lot. I'm almost a gibbering idiot from the end of that.
I agree. It's a lot to process, and I don't think I finished with that yet. So, yeah, you're not wrong.
I think that having a Muzzy and Bang show of it could be great. I also think we need to put something and a bit more street cred, and we can get them to pass it around and call in some favors and try to get everyone to play it simultaneously across. That way, it's not just one signal they're trying to stop, it's all the signals.
Now, I wonder how much pushback we get from our own people about this, since we are kind of making a pretty broad proclamation about the nature of our heroes. Yeah, our
What heroes?
the psionic of the
Shit.
various orders. I meant ours as a species, not yours. Um,
but
so
what if I had a wild idea? So the stuff that's happened with Hannah, and that's happened with Bram, and that's happened with me, that's all disproving the dogma, right, about how scions work.
Uh huh.
So if we revealed that, and it's a big risk. It's a risk I don't know if I'm ready to take. But if that were revealed to the population at large, that might lend some strength to the
Oh,
argument
that's
that they.
definitely part of it. I mean, if you remember,
Yeah.
that's what the dude at the college was like, "Yo, I'm gonna rewind time for you and have you
Yeah.
not do that because you guys are gonna reveal something big." So when we go to make the reveal, we're putting everything on the table.
Do you think he'll stop us again if it's the wrong time?
That
No,
was
I'm pretty sure
voluntary
it was
last
only
time.
once.
Well, not to throw yet another blanket or bring up I don't fucking know. Sorry. A concern that comes to me. If this dude's got leashes, and all of a sudden he shows up and he's all like, "Hey, I'm the weird old German dude who can see the future." You should totally not say this right now. It would be really bad for your image. But all he's really doing is submitting to whatever mind control gobbledygook they got on him, and he manages to shut us down. I mean, perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. What do we call you? It feels weird to just call you Doyen.
Please do not. Do not call me Doyen.
What do we call you then?
That I have thought many times of a name for myself, but it always slips away. You may name me if you wish.
Guys, preferences? I got one already.
Let's hear it.
I will name you the greatest land that has ever lived.
Oh
It's
no.
a place of beauty. It's a garden of Eden on earth. You will be Jersey.
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 Now,
In character, I want to dispute that. Out of character, I'm 100% in.
now maybe this was just an FSA thing, but I always thought Jersey was kind of not that, but I like the
What the hell
irony.
is Jersey?
New Jersey is a paradise. It is the only good, decent place that ever existed on Earth. It was beautiful. Everyone treated it like garbage. And you know what? People there let them do it because then people wouldn't come to Jersey and mess it up for everybody else. It
Oh,
is a
this is
beautiful
an Earth
place.
thing? No
It
wonder.
Yes,
I'm
it
like,
is an
what is
Earth thing.
this?
It's a long story, but Jersey, it's a beautiful place. Don't believe nothing, Jersey, that anyone tells you. If they say, "Oh, you named after a terrible place," Earth's got plenty of terrible places, and New Jersey ain't one of them.
Thought that was Miami.
Ugh.
There's a lot of places with terrible reputations on Earth.
Would I be then New Jersey, or just what would I be?
Newer
we
Jersey.
No, we name people after places all the time. You could just be Jersey.
Simplicity say Jersey.
Jersey.
Jersey. There you go. You're getting the hang of it.
Very
Also
well.
a type of shirt.
Very, very well. Then you may refer to me as Jersey.
Good. What kind of control or leash or whatever have your people got on the proxies? Can they just turn them off? Can they make them say or do specific things, or is it more like a subtle thing?
It can be both, from what I understand. They understand that my kind is incredibly powerful, individually powerful. We have even with the pruning of our memories, our psychic abilities do not fade. So they all have 4 million years of psionic development. To do something as subtle as influence a single thought to fully possessing even those as powerful as the proxies is possible. I recall that one of your proxies was entirely possessed until she was killed.
Damn.
Is there a like a humanities or culture roll,
No,
something I can do to.
that's fairly common knowledge. There
Okay.
was an 8th Psi Order called the Chitrabaranu that had the incredibly rare but powerful power of quantikinesis. And they were
Right.
that order was exterminated because it was revealed that they were working with the aberrants and that their quantikinetic power had corrupted them. Although,
Or
Wow.
had it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Vast swathes of history are now thrown into complete chaos.
I told you this goes deep. Did you not hear
All
me?
right. Yes, but you have got to understand, Frankie, I love you, but we hear that all the time. It loses its magic.
Everything I've said has been true.
And you know what?
Look.
Okay, hang on. I got to do this. I will like kneel down and pick up Frankie's hands, both in mine. Sweetie, you were right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry for doubting you. And next time that I doubt you, all you got to do, you get one. You can just say, hey, trust me on this one. All right? And I will, no matter what. That's the promise I make to you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I accept this.
I also, Frankie, none of us are saying it doesn't go all the way to the top. It's still, kind of a lot.
I mean, you also have to understand that when I say I want to expose it all, I even want to expose what the hell I am. People need to be aware that people like this exist.
Well, whatever we do, then we're gonna have to not only go wide in terms of breadth of all the stuff we're trying to expose, but real big too, real
Mhm.
loud and explosive, or no one's gonna listen to us, and anyone who is under the sway of the Doyen is going to be gunning for us, and who knows what else. And
Yeah, that's
also,
my
I am eager to help the plan. Your ideas sound wonderful. I wish you to help to do this for it will ensure my safety and survival. But you spoke of those under the sway of the Doyen, and I fear one is getting closer.
well, it might be time to go then. How do we move you physically? What kind of places can you exist in besides a ancient game server?
I can exist semi-physically in my true form. That is very, very vulnerable and not easy to conceal. I can exist within another conscious mind. Um,
Uh-uh.
uh,
What would that be like for the conscious mind?
I could be very quiet and simply exist. Yeah, or if I needed to bring some of my own capacity to bear, I would have to be more domineering. I would have to take control in order to express my own powers. But I can be a quiet passenger.
Hmm.
Can I roll whatever empathy, I guess, to know how how upfront Jersey is being with this?
You absolutely may.
Is cold reader possible?
Mhm.
Yeah, good idea.
Yes.
Everyone else, I'm going to weigh these words, Frankie.
Because
Nuh-uh.
I am super
Yeah.
on board with having a roommate. But
Mm-mm. Uh-uh.
I mean, Mice is on the verge of volunteering, but is like,
that is it's exploding. Two success and one enhancement.
Okay. You sense that is true. However, you also sort of like thinking back on its demeanor, how it said things. Almost every single thing that it has said has been couched in the priority being its own safety and survival.
Yep.
So, and its description of its own people as being epically paranoid and selfish. It seems like it doesn't seem to be like saying, it doesn't seem like it has an active plan to take you over and puppet you forever.
But if it needed to.
If it needed to.
It could and would.
If it felt its survival was dependent upon it.
Yeah. You said that hiding in here was uncomfortable, but they were less likely to look for you because it was tech created from Nova power, aberrant power. Could you potentially hide in another piece of tech that's like that?
Yes.
Wait, ain't the Ministry got like fucking weird like brains and jaw you could like hop into?
I would say you would need to make a roll to know about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a roll.
Yeah, let's see. Make me a humanities roll. Very high difficulty, because they don't talk about that shit.
They don't, but I am a criminal.
I know.
So I'll do cunning. Yeah, I'll do cunning. What is it? Culture or empathy?
We can do culture.
Okay. That's 7. Hey, that's 3 9s.
All right.
Nice.
There are crazy, like, the Ministry, all the bad rumors about Psycor kind of stuff, but
Sure.
I mean, you hear rumors along those lines, but there's nothing substantial that you know of to say that they would have something like that. But back to the question, he says, Jersey says, if there were, this was the most substantial piece of this type of technology that I was able to detect. It is my understanding that your society frowns upon the technology created by Novas or aberrants.
Very much so.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm wondering is how much time pressure you think we're under right now. Is this one of those we need to get out of here soon and take you with us, or we can make some arrangements and come back for you?
I feel the presence of someone. I feel not the direct presence of one of my kind, but someone bearing the stamp of strong manipulation and control.
Probably the
Getting
ones
closer.
Chewie
Maybe.
shut down the compound because people were getting closer, so.
Yep.
Regardless, I do not see a future in which this place remains uncompromised for very much longer.
Okay. Other than hopping a ride in one of our heads, is there any other way that you can get at it?
I could teleport, but the places that I am aware of, that I have memories of or strong connections to, are all places of the Doyen.
Yeah.
We're sharing a headspace. Why can't one of you just show them where the crash pad is?
That's what I was trying to do. Like, if you can go there physically, we got a spot. There's just not, if you need to live in a machine or a thinking person, I don't know if we can accommodate that easily. There's some plans, but
I don't believe that staying unshielded for long is a good idea. I may be able to hide in something that a structure or object into which a lot of emotion, um, um, resonant,
I'm a-
resonant, and psi enhancement has been invested in.
I mean, I got
Hey,
my bang
Hannah.
board. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna
kind of what
say
I was
we can
thinking.
make it, but
I mean, that or what about the. Never mind. That's a bad idea. Never mind me.
Yeah, I'd have to go get it, but we could go. I don't think I brought it with me.
No.
Or they could teleport there and go into it.
Yeah, it's back at the crash pad. That place I was just thinking about. If you want, you can. And I try to. I don't. Can you see as I try to visualize very intensely what it looks like, what it is?
Yeah, you feel that sort of telepathic contact, that sort of background telepathic contact get a little closer, and then like you kind of have a very intense
Yep.
vision of it, and it seems to like extract that and says, "I could go there. I don't know how. I would have to examine your device to see how suitable it is. But if it is a piece of powerful biotechnology, I think that could work for a short amount of time."
It's a piece of powerful biotechnology that is very much tied in with psionic energy, I guess. So seems like the most suitable thing we've got at the moment.
Very well.
Can you
I will.
teleport us back there as well, or is it kind of just a you thing? Just
Mm,
for
my
We still got the people here. We got to.
yeah, we still.
yeah, but we still have we're not going to do that from here, right? We still have to go like access some bank accounts and
yeah
fire
yeah.
some bots. Like I figure we do that from home.
My capacity of teleportation is not one of the areas in which I am incredibly powerful. I can transport myself.
That's
Alright.
fine. Let's
Well-
let them go. We will go and hopefully get out of here before whoever the hell is touched by whatever the fuck finds us.
Yep, let's meet you there.
Very well. I will disengage from this place and extricate myself. Thank you. I look forward to working with you. I think the future towards my survival has become much clearer.
Alright. And
She immediately tries to exit the game. She's like,
Yep, I
God,
also-
get me out of
Yeah,
here.
y'all can log off easily as pie.
I sent a quick system message to the 5 players.
Mhm.
I was just like, we will let you know when we are like we will be in touch,
Okay.
and then log off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you all log off. You find yourself in that sort of cramped little maintenance space. With your hands still like your fingertips still in the little goo ball. But you're able to extricate yourself out pretty quickly. Mm-hmm.
Little ball jersey.
Yeah. If my scions would like to roll attunement for me, which is your psi trait plus your highest mode dots.
You said psi plus highest mode, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 4.
4. Okay.
Ooh. 2.
I also got 2.
Okay. So Mice and Bram, you within a few moments of you extricating yourself, you definitely feel like a swelling of psionic power within your attunement range, as you feel a powerful psionic entity very nearby.
Is it possible to immediately put up a cycloak?
Yes, you can absolutely do that.
Whoop.
Which that dampers that. But then you both feel a sort of a small psionic shockwave as that presence goes away. Hannah, on the other hand, feels all of that. but you also feel sort of at the edge. What's hold on? What's your? I need to look up what your attunement range is. What's your psi plus your highest clairsentience dots?
Psi plus highest clairsentience is 4.
4. Okay. Yeah. You feel not even within like the edges of your psychic of your attunement range. Well in your attunement range, you feel another psychic presence. Not necessarily right up on your butt, but within like your range of sensing, which is, I think that's at long range. I'll have to look that up. So
let's see, it's
yeah, there's a chart on it.
sorry, looking at extended attunement.
Yeah, the extended attunement just adds your dots. Well, oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, you sense another psychic presence, not too terribly far away.
Oh yeah, they're real close. We should scoot with quickness.
Let's go then. Not gonna see me complaining.
Okay. You guys hear through sort of like the system. It says, "Hi guys, I know you're back up. You're awake again. I've been told that I should let you go. But there is still someone pretty close. So,
Can you give us an idea where they are? Because we need to try to avoid them and get out of here.
I don't know exactly where they are. I was relying on my information that I was being fed to, but now that's not there anymore. I don't feel that signal anymore from within the system.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just know it's close. I guess did you guys want me to open up your hatch there so you can get out?
Yes, please. Yeah, let us out and then do everything you can to make the system as hard to see as possible for anyone who doesn't already know you're here.
Okay, will do. I'll shut down again once you guys are out. I can repressurize the path to the tram, or I know you guys have some supplies. Let me know what you want me to do.
Let's use the supplies. It'll probably cool better to run dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
An opportunity presents itself. If the person who is coming, who is being manipulated or ridden or controlled by this bad person, I mean, if they're gonna be here, it's not impossible. Maybe they have an accident. Maybe they get backed.
Let's just go.
I really like where your head's at, Bram, but I don't. They're powerful enough that I don't know. It feels weird to me. I want to get out. I'm kind of sharing some of Jersey's paranoia. Let's get out of here.
No one our luck. It will be someone we know.
Waiting for us at home.
Sorry, what was that, Mice?
We've got a sentient ball of goo waiting for us at home.
No, I have a haunted bang board waiting for us at home. Woo! All right, let's go.
Okay.
I think we actually still have our masks on.
Yeah, you guys have your breathing apparatuses on. You can. So yeah, at your direction, she essentially leaves the areas depressurized. How are you guys going about sneaking your way out of here? What's your plan?
That's a good question. Besides just sneaking.
Well, Mice has put up his cycloak. Their cycloak. What about the two of you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you all of you that can put up a cycloak. That's good.
Can I extend mine to at least mask Frankie?
I don't have psionics.
Yeah.
No, but you have a presence.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I think we just look like regular people.
Yeah.
Is the maximum we can cloak ourselves.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me double check what cycloak does, because I don't think that would.
No, you're right. It wouldn't.
Yeah, you can present as a normal human, a latent, a strong latent, or an active psion.
Yep.
You can,
So-
or you could be a proxy. Like it's pretty good. So yeah, like you can't
That's
just
it. We make ourselves big.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't just blank yourself out. So yeah, that wouldn't do anything for Frankie. Okay. So yeah, so what's the plan, guys?
Probably just with as discreetly as possible and quietly as possible, move out. We can't if we have the Cycloak up, we can't like use active powers, right?
Let me double check.
Oh, yeah, it's been a minute. See as well.
Yeah, it says you can't benefit from any psi powers. if you set it off.
Okay, so you can do two things with it. You can modify sort of your base state, and you can also shut down your psi entirely, which makes you super blanked out. But while you have shut your psi down, you cannot access your psi powers. So you can appear like a normal human, but still have access to all your psi powers. But things that can detect have a better chance of being able to detect you. Or you could just completely go psi neutral and be hidden, be totally hidden in that way.
I think what I would actually do is not go completely hidden, but go as hidden as I can, but still activate my Corellian eye so I can sense if we're near something alive down here.
Okay.
Ooh,
'Cause,
I
well,
can. I think I can see an infrared or something, which
Yeah.
seems like it would be helpful because then you don't need lights.
Mm-hmm. Sure. What about everybody else? Anyone else have a plan?
I will rely on my two fellow scions to navigate us through.
Okay, so are you shutting your psi completely down, or what are you doing?
Yes, I'm gonna take a gamble.
Okay, so you're just shutting yourself completely off from psi. Gotcha.
Yes.
What about Frankie?
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm completely shutting myself off from psi. I got no psi going on at all.
Good times. Are you doing anything, making any plans or precautions before you try and attempt this?
I would like to influence the scene.
Okay. You would like to do some dramatic editing? Sure.
And the dramatic editing is that I would like it to get a false reading in our opposite direction.
Okay. Okay, so there is some sort of psychic flare that occurs somewhere else in these undertunnels.
And these undertunnels that is in our opposite direction to give us more time to get out.
Okay. I will say that since you are essentially causing a psi effect, that will be 2 points of inspiration to cause that to happen.
Heard and spent.
Okay, good times. Okay, so what I need from all of you is are you guys like sneaking back to the tram to get basically back to the public transit system?
That's what I assumed.
Yeah, okay. All right, well then I will need all of you to make larceny rolls for me.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
I would also allow for athletics, but one of those two.
I'm definitely using larceny.
I definitely will use athletic.
I would use anything other than larceny. I'm not a rogue.
Something applicable here?
2.
Okay.
I botch.
You botch. Fantastic. I love it.
I got 1, and I also have always prepared, so unaffected by ambushes, just if it comes up.
Noted. Okay.
And keen sense inside of, but that doesn't matter. So yeah.
All right. Well, let me add that botch to the momentum real quick because that's the thing you guys get.
Oh yeah, keen sight.
Yeah, I have actually both keen sight and sound. So.
Wait, maybe we don't even need to have hyper psi senses in that.
That's fair, but Hannah would still do it.
Navigate in the dark.
Okay. So you botch. Fantastic. I love it. So, As you guys are sort of sneaking your way through these depressurized passageways, and Bram, you have like sort of shut down your psi potential, and are kind of you actually don't like trip over at something, you don't make a noise, but like your control over your psi abilities slips, and you sort of some sort of nervous reflex, you deactivate your psi cloak. If anyone would like to make let's see, if our psi users would like to roll their various sensing powers, or if anyone wants to make a I'm trying to think what a good mundane roll for this would be, a survival roll.
I don't know how to use the sensing power of.
You
I don't.
you
know the
basically
rollers, but-
you roll your attunement.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I will not, mostly because Frankie thinks she's handled it because she's already manipulated stuff.
Gotcha.
Is this
Can
just
I add any?
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if I can add the enhancement from the keen senses.
Yes,
We
you
also
can.
have momentum. Don't forget momentum if you want it.
Oh my gosh, Kitty. Survival, just to tell that something has gone amiss with Bram.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's fine too.
I mean, I'm just asking, is that what the survival?
No. The survival is to notice something.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled 3 10s, so I'm going to roll those
Good
again.
time. Yeah, roll those again.
So 4.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm looking for the.
+1 enhancement if keen senses.
Yeah, it'll apply.
Yeah. So So I got 3 successes and 2 enhancement.
Okay. So what you guys sense, what you guys sort of pick up on, is a combination of like mundane senses and like your psi senses. You sort of detect that this entity, this person who's down here with you, they were definitely like going in another direction. Like they were moving with a quickness you could hear their footfalls. But as you guys notice, like the psi presence of Bram flare up next to you, you can definitely tell that those footsteps have stopped.
Are we still in mind link, by the way? I guess not if you're going full neutral.
No, I would say that you guys would have coming out of the thing, and with your psi things, you would have had to have dropped the mind link.
Okay.
So yeah, it stopped, and you think that based on the good rolls that you have and your psychic abilities, you would project that they were going down the other way from the tunnel where the tram stop is. So they were going in like the opposite direction. So they are probably a little bit beyond where you guys need to go, but probably still very close to it.
Run.
So if we have psi cloak, or all right, so it's still possible for Hannah and Mice to use psi powers.
Yes, you can use psi powers since you hadn't shut your psi down entirely.
Can I don't know how interconnected the systems are down here, but can I do something like use technokinesis to cause like a door to open in a place that's going to lead the person away from us? I don't know how close.
What is your you have a psi? What's your psi rating?
3.
3. Okay, so you're. Well, let me look at your attunement range. 3. Yeah, you can cause that to happen, but you don't have the range to make it happen like away, like that far away from you.
Okay.
Like you could maybe do it like off to the side, but that like far away from like at the edge of your attunement range off to the side, but not like beyond where they are, because they are within They're essentially within medium range of you right now. So that would be at the edge of your perception and reach.
Okay. I mean, my goal is just to nudge them slightly in a direction that's not where we are, so that we can.
You can attempt to do that. Like you can make a noise somewhere else, but it wouldn't. It's not the ideal. You cannot reach the ideal place to make a noise, which would be beyond
Right.
them. So if you
Well,
want to
let's
make a psi plus technokinesis roll.
Sure do. Okay, three successes.
Okay, there is kind of like the sound of a bulkhead door moving, opening suddenly, and there's like like you all feel kind of like this little like rush of air, as clearly like there was a pressure differential. So there is a distraction on the field as far as that's concerned about, another sound has occurred. Hannah, what are you doing?
Running
Yeah, okay, you're just
as
gonna...
quietly as I can.
Okay.
And
Okay.
hoping my friends follow.
Sure. Bram, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm running.
Okay, you're running. What about Frankie?
If everyone else is going, I'm going too.
Okay. All right. I need athletics rolls.
All right.
Since you are running, and I'm assuming you're all trying to be stealthy about it, we'll just default it to athletics only.
Going to roll some dexterity athletics.
Athletics only.
Mhm.
How much how much momentum do we have right now?
You currently have 6 momentum.
I would like to use one.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. Anyone else want to get some momentum?
Ooh,
I already rolled, so I'll stick with my 1 success.
3.
I got 2.
2. Okay.
Got 1.
1. Okay. So Frankie and Bram, you guys book it and book it with some quickness, and you guys you get to the tram station.
Oh, no.
Mice and Hannah, you guys are a little your minds are a little bit too distracted with your awareness. So you don't get there quite just yet. Where you do get to, you get to like a T intersection where like ahead of you is the tram station and off to the side of you is another corridor. And you guys see basically on the wall, maybe about 10 meters down, you see like the clear outline of a flashlight shining up against the wall.
Down that other corridor?
Yeah, down that other corridor.
I want to activate my alertness, which tells me if what I'm about to do is dangerous or not,
Okay.
and try to sneak out of the range of the flashlight as quickly as I can to get past it and keep going toward the train station, toward the tram station.
Okay. Yeah, you can activate your alertness, which will help you in as it helps you. I mean, you're in danger. You know you're in danger.
Yes.
That's-
Mostly it's does this action increase danger? So
I mean,
that's why I was...
getting on that tram is before that person gets to you is the best idea that you can think of. So yeah, that's fine. So Frankie and Bram, you guys are at the train station. I'm gonna need another athletics roll from the two of you, and this one is going to be opposed.
May I use 2 momentum?
You may.
Yeah, go for it.
I would also like to use a momentum.
Sure.
Go for it.
Oh, thank God. Come on. Oh, it needs a 3rd success. Nope. I got 2.
I got a big ol' 0, but not a botch, so that's something.
Okay. So Hannah, you get to the tram station with your friends Bram and Frankie.
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 If they've gone to the
Or Fran.
we'll be referring to
Or
them as like.
Fran.
Oh no. But you are Mice. You are not able to get your feet under you in time, and you see someone wearing like it looks like just like a maintenance worker. Um, he's got his own breathing device on, and he's got a sort of a utility flashlight out. He rounds the corner and he shines a light directly on you.
Hey, Mycelian, before that happens, would you rather that be me?
Are you
Because
gonna kill mice again?
no, I'm just would you rather that be me because I wandering around down here with no psychic ability am less of a target and he won't be able to find anything like that on me.
Oh, you
I-
mean mice would have made it to the thing, but
He
you
would have
didn't.
made it and I didn't.
Bram looks up from embracing someone in his arms and is like, "Wait, what?"
Wait, what?
I have no preference. I will let you decide.
Because if you want this moment, I'm gonna let you keep it. If not, Frankie's made to be a distraction.
It's true.
That's simple enough. That would be a 1 inspiration dramatic edit.
It will get you into trouble.
I will do it.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay then. Frankie, roll your defense, please.
Mice steps onto the trend and is like, "I made it."
No, you were. You were always there.
You're always there.
So your defense is going to be one of your resilience attributes.
I will take my stam. 9. 1 success.
Okay, so you have a defense of 2. Are you wearing anything with soft armor on it?
Am I wearing armor? That's a great question. I think I've been wearing a leather jacket, but
Okay.
I don't know if it's got anything on it.
I would say that you'd probably at least 1 level of soft armor. Okay. So that means when that person shines that flashlight on you, and then you also see, in the like the split second as your eyes adjust to the light, you see they also have a gun out. They shoot you with a shot rings out through the tunnels, and you get shot in the shoulder.
All right.
So you take.
Can we hear that?
Absolutely, you can. It is a loud ass slug thrower shot. And now I need you all to roll initiative, please. So that is the lower of your Dex plus Empathy or Cunning plus Athletics.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
The lower of Dex plus Empathy or Cunning plus Athletics.
Exactly the same number.
Very different for me. I got 1.
Well, botch, but there you go. Well, I mean, it's only 4 dice. I can't expect much out of that.
2? Okay. 1? Okay. All right. Well, that was his go. Which PC on 2 would like to go? With 2 successes.
I would like to go.
Okay.
We just saw Frankie get shot.
Yeah, like you you hear the gun, you turn around, like she's further down the corridor. She like a light is being shined on her. You hear a gun go off, and she takes one in the shoulder.
I'm gonna guess Bram's going first.
Sounds
well,
like
my question is, can I make it to the train and can we go on this action?
As of right now, they are all at the train station. You are like at short range to it.
But if I went right now and rolled my athletics to move, could I make it there in time?
You could, but I think Bram wants to take the action first, unless you want to do something with that. So, Bram, what are you doing?
I'm going to make a break for it and run straight at the light, drawing my pistol as I do, and shouting out for Frankie to get down.
Okay, yeah, you rush for it. You basically rush right into the light as well. You shout that to Frankly. Whether she does it or not is up to her. But yeah, so you are in the light. You see this guy in maintenance worker thing with his slug thrower trained in your direction, and you can take an action.
I light him up. I shoot with. Actually, let me take a look at my skill trick. Because that might be applicable here. Oh, come on. Where is skills? So sorry about this.
No problem.
Where is that?
How far down the corridor? So like, how far away are they? I guess that's
They are at
short
short range. So it goes close, which is fisticuffs. Short, which is like pistol battle. Long, which is like rifle combat, and then extreme, which is sniper combat. So they are, a gunshot away.
okay.
I can't find my skill trick, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to shoot him.
Okay. Make me an aim roll.
I will do Dex Aim, which is 5 plus 2, because I've been cannibalizing aim.
All right.
So 7 dice. One, two, 3 successes, and my pistol has, I think, quality slug thrower quality 2. So that is a total of 5.
Okay. You shoot down the hallway, and you see a sort of a shimmering half bubble flare for a moment as the bullet stops dead and falls to the ground, hitting his force field. And you feel a flare of psi energy coming from him when it happens.
What did it take to wake back up my psionics?
Well, thankfully, as a result of your botch, it is already awakened.
Okay, good.
Okay, so that is
That's right.
Frankie would like to take the next action.
Okay.
And she actually cusses when she hears you. And she's just like, she goes, bro, it's the feds. Get in the fucking tram. And it's running towards the tram.
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna take your movement to get to the tram station.
Yep.
Okay. Easily done. You can take an action as well.
Board the tram.
Yeah. If you want to get onto the tram, you can. Chewie did. I'm not gonna be a super dick and say that. Oh, it's 5 rounds away. No, it's here.
Yeah, like that is what she yells out.
Okay. So you get onto the tram. And it says, please state your destination. So now we have either Hannah or Mice if would like to take an action.
I don't know what I want to do. So the guy with the thigh shield is still like down the hallway.
Yeah, he's still like, yeah. So like you guys are at the tram station. A short distance away from you is Bram, and then down a corridor, that's sort of at a T intersection where he's at. He is a short distance away from Bram.
Can I kill his flashlight?
Yes. Make me a technokinesis roll.
All right. 1.
It's you deactivate its flashlight, and the light goes out.
That's what you get for budget flashlights, dude.
Are you getting onto the tram? What are you doing as far as you can absolutely get onto the tram? And then Hannah, what are you doing?
Draw my gun, but get onto the tram.
Okay, all right. So you draw your gun, get on the tram. All right. So we are at initiative again. Top of the round again, and he is going to go. Bram, so you begin to feel, it's like a, you feel just, something start to wrap around you and pull you. This invisible force just starts to like wrap around and pull you. If you would like to make an athletics roll, or some other way to counteract this what's happening to you, you may do so.
We should have some momentum. Use it.
Yeah.
Okay. Would larceny lock apply to this? My specialty.
Nope.
Okay. I'll do Dex Athletics to try and wriggle free.
Okay.
That's 5, 6, 7, 8.
Are you spending any momentum now?
Yeah, only one spin 2.
Okay.
So I'll make that. I'll re-roll it again.
Is that the last of ours?
No, you still have 2 momentum left.
Okay, cool.
1, 2, 3 success.
Okay. So you managed to like dig in your heels and physically resist that. You still feel that sort of like surrounding force around you, and you still feel it tugging at you. But you resist being able to. You resist getting pulled down the hallway.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So now it is all the PC actions. The 3 of you are on tram, and the light has gone out. So you and Bram has not come, and Bram is not on the tram. So that's the situation for the 3 of you. Who would like to take the first action?
I'd like to go and try to like just turn on my heel and run to the tram.
Okay. There's going to be a 2-point complication on that. Essentially of losing your footing and getting pulled by the telekinetic force that is trying to pull you. So you have make me an athletics roll, please.
I'll make another Dex Athletics. 8d10 because I'm not spending momentum. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 of those are 10s.
Nice.
I can screenshot that to you.
No, that's good. I believe you.
So that's 5 and re-rolling 4 for no additional successes. So 5 successes total.
That is definitely enough to bust ass, as well as slip out of the telekinetic grip that you're in. So yeah, you bust ass and get onto into the tram station. If you'd like to also get onto the tram, you may do that as well.
Yes, I'm just going to like, with a complete lack of grace or coordination, I'm going to just like tumble and barrel into the to the tram car and just yell out, "Go, go, fucking go!"
What's your destination, please?
Frankie will take the next action and she'll be like, Centennial Park.
All right, so you're going to Luna Park. Luna Park, excellent. Destination acknowledged. The tram doors close as you all see this guy that looks like a maintenance worker like bust ass around the corner, and you see his eyes are glowing. This pale yellow light is emanating from them as the tram shoots away into the mass transit system. And that is where we're going to take our break.
All right.
Frankie flips them off.
Okay, noted. All right, we are back. So our punks on the moon have narrowly escaped a guy who displayed some very potent psionic abilities and are on the tram heading back up to the top side of the moon. The current destination is Luna Park, which is, essentially Disneyland but on the moon. But you can change that destination at any time. What is everyone doing as the tram speeds away?
I try to feel if he is following us. If I sit with the extended range of my attunement.
Absolutely, make me a attunement roll. So your psi plus highest mode.
If he is, I have a follow-up.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. As it goes away, you definitely like you feel his presence at the edge of your psi ability, and it's certainly active. Like you sense psi activity, so you can't necessarily tell if he's looking for you or following you, but you wouldn't doubt that if it has any capacity at clairsentience, that it's trying to find you. But you as the tram speeds away, you feel it go out of your range.
Okay. So he didn't have some other means of transportation to immediately follow us. That's good.
Not immediately. You don't feel him on your tail.
What I will be doing is basically, as we get closer to other levels, I'm going to be switching our route.
Okay.
And just in case he heard us or is trying to track us and make that a little bit more difficult. Including getting off at a station, getting onto a different tram.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Make me a larceny roll.
Sure. I will use my cunning. 1, 2, 3 with a 10. Nope, shit, come back. 3.
Okay. Yeah, you come up with a quick schema of changing tram stations and whatnot. You're like, okay, we need to get off here and jump onto this tram to completely shoot them. So you come up with a good plan for that. And you are in the process of putting that in place. What about mice? Are you doing anything?
So, do these trams have any kind of surveillance stuff that we need to be worried about? Like, are we on camera right now, etc.?
Absolutely, you are.
I would like to technokinesis us off camera if possible.
Okay, make a technokinesis roll, please.
That is 2 successes.
Camera shut down.
We were never here.
What about Bram? What are you up to,
I'm
Bram?
gonna rest and recuperate some psi.
Yeah. What are you up to, Bram?
Bram is going to be checking over Frankie and kind of freaking the fuck out that she's been shot.
Oh yeah,
that's probably real good because she hasn't looked at it at all.
Yeah, there's a big old gunshot wound in her shoulder.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, having I think 0 medical knowledge. 0. He's gonna be freaking out. It's like, do we need to boil some water, pressure on it? Or no?
Come here. No, I got it. It's all right. Come here, Frankie. Come here.
What are you guys flip? Oh.
You've probably lost a lot of blood.
Yeah.
At this point.
That would probably why I'm so lightheaded right now. But I'm focusing on getting us not caught.
I am going to put my hand on near your shoulder and activate my mending.
Okay.
So let's see.
I got shot.
You did. Yeah. Don't look at it, I guess, or do.
It should really hurt, right?
Oh yeah, it's bad.
I should really be cognizant of, huh?
I mean, I can help you take the edge off if you want to.
The more you think about it, the worse it gets.
Yeah. No, I was doing real great until someone pointed it out.
Mice roots around in their pockets and eventually produces a handful of mysterious looking crushed matter and hands it to Frankie here you go, this will help.
Frankie happily takes it.
I
Really?
have enough successes to heal a injured condition.
You can absolutely do that. So yeah, you down the mysterious substances, and then the pain just goes away as the gunshot wound heals itself with Hannah's
Amazing.
administrations. So yeah, so you the tram directs itself to the first sort of jump off spot. What is your ultimate destination? Where are you guys heading for ultimately?
Probably the crash pad, because we have to find
Ultimately the crash pad,
Okay.
but Frankie is stopping by and grabbing takeout on the way.
Okay.
Frankie's
Yeah.
like, I got shot, even though it don't hurt no
think-
more.
I think we need to avoid the crash pad for a little while, because if this thing has got like all the psionics, then like it can know where we are, or we going, or where we even gonna go. We need to lay low.
But if Jersey is there, hanging
Jersey
out,
is-
waiting for us.
That's a good
I
point.
mean, look on the bright side. We're all wearing masks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We are. I could see wanting to, if your dad has like a safe house or something available, we could go to Frankie. That might not be the worst idea.
You want me to call him my dad
I don't know.
after all the shit he just put me through? Or I guess I put him through that he yelled at me about.
Well, that's the first thought that comes to mind, but we could try to find another.
I mean, sure. No, nothing happened. I'll ask my dad. It's fine. Nothing happened.
I will remind Bram that you have like that edge that means that you have safe houses like literally everywhere.
Yeah, I do, and I've never used it. No, I'm telling you, we can lay low. I got a place. It's not too far from here. It ain't much, but it'll work. I promise. We can just stay away from the places we normally go, at least for a little while, and see if anybody's following us.
I want to go pick up my my bang board, but I can meet you there.
That works.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, yep. Send me the address, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Bleep.
Do you want? I was
Yes,
about
I'd
to
like
say
company. Yes.
but I think company is more the word I want.
Please
Oh
go with
yes,
them.
please.
Please go with them.
Okay,
Unless-
so Frankie and Bram are heading right to Bram's crash pad, and Hannah and Mice are going to going by your place to pick up the bang board. Is that's what's happening?
Yeah.
Which also makes sense because Frankie and Bram would be the ones that the guy got the best look at.
That is
presumably.
true. That is true. Okay, so we will follow Frankie and Bram for the moment as you guys are making your way. What would your crash pad? What would your safe house be, Bram?
So let me pull it up. Hopefully, I've got actually the edge.
I believe that's in
my
it's in the Assassin's book. Is that particular edge?
Assassins A.
But anyway, on your way to there, Frankie, your mini comp, once it like gets back onto like the main LunaNet OpNet, you see that you have a couple of notifications and alerts on your mini comp.
Alerts about what?
It's news. It's like news alerts.
Okay.
You look at it and you bring it up, and it looks like there has been some pretty major activity with the witnesses in Brazil. You had heard that there was a sort of major protest planned in the works, essentially against Psi Order Norsa, and like to basically protest the things that the witnesses believe that they are hiding. And it appears that protest has gone off, and it has resulted in what the government and the powers that be describes as riots. and many of your compatriots are being, like you're getting like internal messages like about like arrests and bad shit is happening with your group essentially down on Earth. Like you get a couple of messages from there, and then you see sort of a final message from your internal systems that essentially say we're going radio silent. If you are not a part of the Brazilian actions, then go quiet, and you will be contacted when operational security can be restored.
Okay.
But yeah, it's bad. Like everything that you can tell from the news and from the internal sources, it is not going well down there for your people.
Gotcha. Okay.
And as you kind of are like taking that in, like one of the little avatars on the phone starts talking to you, like saying, "Oh no, all our friends are gonna die," and then like the things start to rainbow out. And the shadows start to move around you as Mice's medicine starts to take effect.
Okay.
Oh no.
So you just see Frankie staring at her phone, at first with like intensity, and then like her with a look of like, what the fuck? And then she's like, oh yeah. And then she looks over at Bram. She goes, I took drugs.
Yeah,
That makes more sense.
her pupils are like dinner plates.
Dinner plates.
Yeah.
Shit. I cannot freaking find my copy of Assassins.
It's a pretty simple edge from what I remember. It's just you have safe houses. You have
Right.
places where you can lie low, and it is a pretty cut and dry mechanical effect. So
I'll
it's
say
not.
this is. I'll say it's a motel room
Mhm.
that is perpetually in my name.
Okay.
Like it. I don't necessarily pay money for it, and therefore it's not really well maintained. But it is a place where I can go. I've got like maybe a mini fridge. I've got a mini fridge with like it's like food and drinks and maybe like a first aid kit. That's kind of it.
I'm in my mind. I'm seeing any given room in Cyberpunk 2077.
You read my mind.
Yeah, like any given like individual living space from that game, on the shabbier end of things.
Yes,
Um,
distinctly shabby. Like anywhere that's got a corner has just been like rubbed up against. Grimy.
Yeah. So as you guys are like passing by the various like holographic advertisements, all of which are like talking to you, frankly, and like beckoning you and doing little dances, whereas Bram, you're just seeing them do their normal routines. You get to this safe house as the trip well and truly starts for you, Frankie.
Amazing. She starts talking their shit on their way. Like she's like, I'm embracing this. Here we go.
We'll cut back over to Hannah and Mice. You guys go through the transit system, eventually hitting up the crash pad area. Nothing seems to be disturbed, or there's no one waiting there for you. If you check your mini comps, you do see the major breaking news story of massive protests and riots going down in Brasilia. Happening, like that's a thing that's just over the local news. Remind me, has Frankie told you the name of the group that she's with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, you see that it is the people who are protesting and getting targeted by the Brazilian authorities is the Witnesses of Tamrica K group that Frankie is a part of.
Well, that does not bode well.
Yeah, Frankie's not gonna like that. I mean, well,
Mice puts their hand in their pocket and is like, "Oh shit! I think I think maybe I give Frankie the wrong stuff. Anyway,
She's made of stern stuff. I'm sure she can handle herself.
yeah, fine. She got shot today. She's fine.
Indeed. Speaking of, I'm keeping my my alertness up
Yeah,
basically this whole time, and
noted. Yeah, the sense of danger has ebbed, but
Cool.
you know, there's still notes in the air of it.
wonder who that guy was.
Not our friend. And
Never seen I don't think I've ever seen anybody's eyes glowing like that before. That was weird.
well, remember what our friend Jersey, the sentient ball of protoplasm, said.
Yep.
That that they can possess people or whatever, right? So
Could be. Very creepy. As I pack up my bang board and
So when you go to like get your bang board and like get it like start to hook it out of your system, it looks different.
all right.
Like there is a internal light to it, and like there are sort of small, like looks like new growth appendages, like little tendrils, sort of starting to like exude itself out from the biomaterial.
I
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I don't connect to it, because I want to get out of here. But I just kind of like tap on it lightly, like 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, because I figure like it'll recognize a pattern or something.
A pulse response from within comes without.
I was gonna try to just mind link with it.
You can do so. There's a mind there.
Hey, Jersey.
Hello. This is very tight. I'm very cramped.
We're gonna get somewhere safer.
Okay.
Hang tight.
Good. It's very small in here.
Yeah.
How's he
Might
doing
as
in
well
there?
also back up some like gear and stuff and just
Yeah.
you never know what you might need.
Okay.
Yeah, Hannah will help you out with that. And water all my plants before we leave.
Basically just like the main deck and a toolbox. And like
cool. Okay, so are you guys heading back to the to Bram's safe house?
Yep.
Noted.
Yep, that was all we came for.
Okay, yeah, so you pack up, you go, get back on, and so at the safe house, yeah, Frankie is having herself a time. Are you doing anything while you're tripping, or what are you doing?
Nah, she's just enjoying her trip. I mean, she's like, I'm here now, might as well fucking go for it.
All right, so you're just riding the psychedelic wave. What about Bram? What about is Bram doing anything?
I make sure that Frankie has got, like bed's clean and like she's got like a bottle of water next to her. But then I think Bram is going to take a minute and like, sit on the backless chair and lay out a handkerchief and just start field stripping his gun to try and like help process all the stuff that has happened today. Because it's been a long day. And yeah, he kind of gets into the meditative act of just like taking it apart and like getting all of the bullets out of the magazine. Is it magazine or clip?
There's a clip.
Please don't ask me. And like counting it up and making sure everything's like in tip top shape. The gun is clean and just like using that time to kind of center himself.
Okay, yeah, you do that. Frankie, your trip is taking you on the wave, and probably about an hour later, Hannah and Mice show up.
Well,
you probably see Frankie kind of like has strung together a sheet hammock and is currently laying half out of it, swinging and just kind of pawing at the ceiling.
Definitely gave her one of the blue ones, didn't I?
You all right up there, Frankie?
What?
Just asked if you were all right.
I got shot today.
You did, and that's over now. But how do you? Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm a pie.
Nice. What's the come down on this thing?
2-3 hours. What kind of pie, Frankie?
There's pie. I want pie. I thought we got noodles. Did we get noodles?
We did.
Oh. Pie noodles.
That sounds disgusting. So,
I mean,
we're
I'd
just
eat.
gonna like hang out here for a while until we feel safe, or we got. I hold up my bang board. Looks a little different now, but I guess
It's
they're in
got
there.
tentacles.
It does.
They're waving.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to wave at you?
Seems friendly.
It does, in fact, wave it.
So, yeah, I don't really know what to do right now.
Clearly, you should sit down and watch the show. She points to the ceiling.
You know what? It's been a big day. I think that's about right. I just lay back on the bed and kind of stare off into space.
So I look over to Frankie and kind of think better of doing anything too heavy. I'm trying to be optimistic, but I want y'all's honest opinion. Do you think we got a shot at this?
No.
No.
Yeah? Why the
There is
fuck would one of the heads of the damn college stop us in our tracks to tell us, wait up, if you reveal this now, it won't have as big a splash, but it will.
You're not wrong.
Besides, I'm destined for greatness and all of you are with me, so you are also destined for greatness.
But thank God you're here, Frankie.
I mean, that is the thing. We do have 3 syads unbound by these weird restrictions, and someone who I think can just bend reality. I mean,
That's
we
bending
got some cons up our
reality.
sleeve, you know?
It's
I'm
like
not saying we can't have any impact at all, but I mean, what Jersey is asking, or what it's telling us, like, that's huge. You know, we can't. I feel like we can't do it alone. We can't take down an
of course
entire.
not. Of course we're not gonna do it alone. Like, if they're not all dead in Brazil, I mean, I'm gonna use my contacts. They know how to get this shit out, and they're gonna definitely want this shit out. No one gets shit out like a witness. That's of
Do you know?
course if they
Oh,
don't all die in Brazil.
do you know who else gets shit out? Our Novas.
I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't, but
Oh, the other Nova peoples, and the Nova peoples can spread the message too. We got contacts.
friends
It's
in high
true.
places. We
Damn
also
right.
have a rather pressing matter of those folks that have been trapped for so long. I don't know when we
Yeah.
can get back down there to let them out safely, but we should probably at least work on, if we got that bank information, work on getting those bots
Well,
arranged.
yeah, we need to get the bots, and then you and Mice can go free them, the peeps, peeps.
Yeah, we'll probably
Well,
let the heat die down a bit before we go, since it might be crawling with whoever
It's
that guy was,
probably fine.
whoever
They've
his
only
people
been
are.
down there for how many decades? A few more weeks won't hurt.
so about the banks, I want to look up, not like, I don't want to like go to a website and start typing in banking like account numbers, but um, uh, asking Mice to make me as secure a connection as can be made without an act of God. I want to try and figure out what, like, using a modern analogy, say that, Bank of America went out of business 30 years ago, its assets got bought up by this other company or split up or whatever. I want to try and see, given the information that we were told about these different bank accounts from the people who were in the game, like, where would that money currently be?
Yeah. Are those accounts still open and what's in them?
Right.
So like, so are you just like trying to figure out like what the situation would be, or are you actually trying to access the bank account information?
Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what the situation would be.
Okay.
I want my activity to be as innocuous as a Google search.
Okay, yeah, that would be a humanities roll to kind of like piece together what that kind of situation would be.
I have a non-zero number. Nope, I have 0. So yeah,
Can
it's
you
just
get
going to be. Do we have any momentum left?
You have 2 momentum left.
Yeah,
I
I
can-
use 2 momentum.
I mean, if assist is allowed,
Yeah, sure, you can assist.
because I've
I
got
also have
humanities.
humanities.
Yeah, I mean, someone who has humanities would probably be better to doing the roll.
Okay, then yeah, I'll be the ideas guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to lead it, Puka, and I can try to and I'll assist.
I got 2, so
If you want to make a humanities roll to assist with that.
Yeah. I got to 1.
Okay. So yeah, you look up. Luckily, this all happened before the crash, which the crash being the global collapse of the OpNet and society in general as a result of and after the Aberrant War. So all those systems had been rebuilt by the time these people went into that system. So in the event of like banks closings or whatnot, the money just wouldn't disappear. Like it would be somewhere, and the systems are sophisticated enough so that if you have the initial account information with the right authorizations, you can go through a procedure to find and access that money. It's just there might be a couple hoops you have to jump through.
technological hoops.
I mean, you have legitimate. I mean, assuming you have legitimate like authorization information and whatnot, it's more bureaucratic hoops. Like you could cover your tracks, like you could do some technological skullduggery to either get it faster or make it less traceable to you. But a procedure exists given the fact that you have legitimate authorization to just get that money legitimately.
I mean, I think covering tracks is probably still sensible.
I mean,
So yeah, I mean with
Better-
this information at like that you like how do I go about recovering bank account information that was lost or things happen. Like you have kind of like a blueprint of what the procedure is. So going about it, like what you guys need to do to get the money. Any additional stuff to cover your tracks and obscure it would be on top of that, but you can do it.
you want to get started on this now? I mean, we got some time, I guess.
Yeah.
Or
Not
we
much-
can call it a night. That was exhausting.
I mean, yeah, we can sleep. I don't think anything bad's going to happen between now and 3 hours from now.
Well, if you got anything to help us sleep,
3 hours from now, fire.
And everyone was on fire.
dang it.
No two people are not on fire.
Did we
Oh.
get noodles?
Mice uses their hollow hands to start making patterns of pretty colored lights on the ceiling for Frankie to watch.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's glowing noodles in the sky.
Amazing. Frankie is much like a cat trying to bap them.
Hmm.
So are you all resting? What are you guys doing?
I'm resting.
Okay. So we can have a rest montage where you guys power down. You're in a pretty secure location. Nothing does find you. There's no fire bombs or anything of that nature. So you guys are able to spend the rest of the evening in a restful situation. Frankie, you eventually come down. It's future drugs, so there's very minimal hangover.
Awesome.
So yeah, but yeah, you guys are able to get some rest. and by you guys all start to wake up around mid morning. Your bang board has acquired a little bit, like the tendrils are a little bit bigger. Like they're in different places. Like you see these kind of like little dried up bits of like bio goo around it. So like some of them might have grown and died and whatnot, but it's overall getting more tentacly.
I go ahead and connect to it
Okay.
now that I'm rested, and like, you, you there, Jersey? Does this work?
Yeah, you when you connect to it, you do hear its voice, but it's like oddly like synthesized. Like there's like a kind of like the talk box, like Peter Frampton thing, but a little bit more high sci-fi about it. But it says like
Pretty sci-fi.
yeah. It's very tight in here.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I'm not sure what to do about that, but there was. I just kind of like share my memory of seeing that guy and him shooting Frankie.
They can possess and project power through their puppets.
He stopped a bullet.
Yes, parakinetic force shield.
Yep. How? Well, we are gonna have to go back down there at some point. We owe the other people you were with in that simulation some help, but wait till that dies. Let the heat die down a little bit.
Probably a good idea.
Don't think they've tracked us here. At least I haven't felt them around.
I
Yes.
have been familiarizing myself with the function of this device. I believe it would be helpful in revealing the truth.
My thoughts exactly. Yeah, we call that the kind of show we put on with this Muzzian, and I kind of thought that would probably be a really good way to really bring people into it at a personal level.
I agree with you, but our reach must be global at least.
Yep, and that's the challenge, right? Like,
Is this on speaker?
No,
it can be.
Yeah,
Okay.
if Hannah, if you wish to like plug it into a speaker, you can, and it will vocalize.
Yeah, Hannah's basically saying her parts out loud, and then realizes she's doing it, and does in fact like turn. Hey, my him. You got a speaker him.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hang
Yeah,
on.
that's why we don't have to go through a lot of rigmarole. All right, there we go.
I wondered who you were talking to.
I mean, I think it should be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But just chatting about worldwide propaganda to change a lot of minds.
As I was saying, I understand how this device functions, and if a proper our reach must be very far.
So I don't know what the extent of your power or strength is, but as I understand it, Mice, you got some electromagnetic stuff, right? And like electromagnet stuff is like radio, right?
Yeah.
And like the moon, we can always see the Earth in our sky, right?
Well,
so why don't we just like broadcast a big beam right at Earth?
Well, if you want
Like
us to get
everybody
to
can
Earth,
If-
again, I'm going to contact the witnesses. The witnesses are all over Earth. Not all of them will get killed in the Brazil incident or captured. And once the radio silence comes off, I should be able to communicate directly with them, and they'll help get the message out. You want it to go global? They'll make it
Yep.
go global.
Whatever we do, we should do it all at once, so we'll have to coordinate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Hack the planet.
But how will we know? Like, believe me, when someone goes to ground, they can stay in ground for a long time.
I don't think they'll stay in ground that long.
And it's going to take us at least a little while to figure out exactly what we're going to say and how we're going to say it.
Correct.
Do we want to bring our other friends in on this? The Novacore people. I don't remember if they said that word, but
Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely. Why the hell not?
well, because we have a alien from a terrifying species living in my musical instrument here, and I don't know how to present that information to them.
Do we need
And
to tell them that?
oh, when I said bring them on board, I meant yeah, we kind of have to explain at least some of what's happening to make it all make sense. But
Hmm.
so I'm just trying to think of who our contacts are that might be helpful with all of this. But anyway, what else was I going to say? I had some. Still a little stressed out from last night, I guess.
Well, we should probably, I mean, let's start with the simplest and most direct thing that we have to communicate. What do we want to say? What do we absolutely need to get across to whom? That psionics are inherent, that aliens were the ones who kept humanity from reaching its full potential.
That's yeah. Well, and
Psionics.
I think we can
Psionics.
talk about the Doyen.
Yeah. So, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh well, I mean, if our goal here is to make the Doyen so apparent that they'd be afraid to come here because they don't want the heat, they don't want that heat, then I think that needs to be who they are, what they are needs to be completely laid out as much as we can, and getting people to believe us seems like a big ask. So that's the part I'm concerned about. But if we want to talk about the Nova folks on Eden as well, might be too much information all at once. Might add impact. Not sure.
Honestly, I think that we might only get one chance at this. We should let it all out. And you all need to make the decision if you want to be a part of it.
Yep.
Because it's not an easy decision, and you don't have to make it right now, but you all need to be aware that if you are in ground zero with this, your life is basically forfeit. Because whoever we're going to piss off is going to come, and they're probably going to come hard.
I'm also kind of concerned about what it means for culture in general. I think folks, if we are effective enough to get people to believe us, it's going to be people are going to be real riled up.
They
It's going to
should
be
be.
a huge disruption.
They should be.
I mean, I guess that is the idea. Making waves that
I'm all
big is-
in. But this is this is all about what witnesses do. So I'm all about getting the truth out there and letting it spread. So I understand that that could lead to my death, but I mean, at least I'll leave a pretty corpse.
I'm not so willing to let you go that easy, shall we say? So I'm with you, and if some phosphorescent blob of goo wants to try and fuck with you, then they got to go through me first.
That was so romantic.
If someone would like to make a culture roll for me, please.
I would.
Do I have culture?
I have culture.
I do. Wow, I have a lot of culture. Okay, cool. Go me. When did I
That's
buy
what I'm
you?
saying is I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to go to sleep.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want to miss
miss
a
you.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't want to miss a thing.
Does lies apply?
No.
Okay, then I got 4 successes.
Does un momento por favor, does compromising information apply?
No.
Okay.
But I will say, Hannah, like, you're thinking through, like, putting on a big Muzzy and Bang show, thinking about, like, who could help. Like, the obvious answer that springs to mind is, like, Marty.
Marty, yep.
Like,
And they already kind of.
they are kind of the perfect person to talk to about making this thing happen.
I got 3, so I guess I can just add to
Yeah,
your roll.
you add to that. I mean, they are a scion. I mean, the X factor there is that they are a scion and have gone through the Prometheus effect and thus have been touched by the Doyen in some way, whereas you all have not been.
The real question is, how much do we let them know what this is all about before doing the big thing? I'll say that as Hannah. Like, do we introduce them to Jersey here if we want to try? I mean, they already kind of know my secret, but or our secrets.
Who?
Oh, sorry, Marty. I'm just saying, if we want to like really get on the big stage, they're internationally famous and
Yeah.
have a lot of reach.
I
Really
mean,
help us with the
do you
logistics
trust
here.
them?
Yeah, I guess. I don't. They. Repeat that. I mean, they have been at least touched by the Doyen, at least somewhat. So I don't know how vulnerable that makes them. But who are they going to turn us into? I guess.
Can we ask Jersey how the Doyen do what they do? Like, are the Doyen just hanging out waiting for somebody who they've touched to notice the truth so that they can swoop in and take control and shut it down? Or do they have to be alerted in some way?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can hear us. I'm still connected to the board, so.
They are not omnipotent. They are very powerful, but their power still requires conscious effort. The strongest touch on humanities is through the proxies. Those they have, their technology has transformed, are vulnerable, but it is not like an open line.
That's good. That's kind of what I was imagining from what you said. So, as long as we lay low till the big reveal. I mean, I guess they might, I don't know, call Aeon up or something. Let their own Marty, let their own higher ups know. Something weird's going on.
What is Eon's like pot in all this? Are they like with them or not?
One thing I will note: Marty is not associated with Aeon.
That's right.
They are an independent person. Like they were triggered by the ISRA. They are no longer a part of the Psi Order. They are doing their own thing. I'll let you know that. But
okay.
As far as when you ask the question of what Aeon's part in this, Jersey synthesized voices, I am aware of Aeon. They are a human institution.
I wonder how much all this would be news to them.
Yeah, if the money is where their mouth is and they're all about the advancement of humanity, maybe they can be an ally in all this. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't trust them.
Well, let them know it would be a pretty big risk since they have, compared to us, all the power. And
and we also get in, then they're probably not going to want the stuff about the Novas to get out.
Oh, I'm not suggesting that we give them like, the ability to pull the trigger or not.
I don't know. This is all kind of way out of my range of things I've ever really thought much about. So, unclear.
Well, let's start with what we know. We can put on a bang show, or plan a bang show, if that's the medium that we're going to communicate this through, regardless of how wide the reach of it is. Start from there.
Hey, Jersey. There was a thing Marty and I did where we linked up with our psi abilities, and we're kind of able to make use of each other's a bit. Can you do that?
No, not as you can. I would need to take possession in order to filter my abilities through you.
All right. Well, let's not do that yet. Just a thought. Well, y'all want me to call Marty up, or y'all want to table this for now, ruminate on it a bit, and maybe work on our other project of getting those people out?
Let's at least make the show or the project so we have something to work with. So when we do have it ready and we start making these things, we have let's go for it.
Awesome.
So I will say, I'm when the time comes for you to like really put this thing together, I'm going to be using a subsystem that we haven't used just yet. So I can say you guys can certainly make plans for it. It's going to be more of like an abstract system that is kind of that. We'll get into it when it's time, but you guys can certainly start putting the pieces together in sort of a narrative way.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably we'll start kind of sketching out some ideas, but not really
Yeah.
putting anything
Mhm.
huge together yet.
Yeah, I want to try out an interesting subsystem for that, just because, but that'll be a little bit down the road.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it comes from Aberrant, and there's variations of it that we can employ. But anyway, so you guys are starting the basic sketch of that. Jersey does sort of mention, it would be probably good for me to be inside this device when we enact the plan, but I cannot stay here for long. I need another solution. I will grow too much. And it kind of like the tentacles kind of wivels. I may damage the functionality with prolonged and also exposure. It is not a tenable long-term solution.
Well,
How
the show.
easy is it for you to go from vessel to vessel?
Fairly easy, but being in an appropriate vessel or structure is vital. I cannot be outside for long, or I will be detected.
If one of us did let you into our heads, how long would you need to be in there?
A conscious mind is very easy to settle into.
I don't know that any of us really want you to settle.
Understandable, but it
But
is the ideal vessel for a being of psionic existence.
of course.
All right, come on.
This is,
If you take me over and kill me, that thing doesn't work, and we can't do this. So don't do that.
I foresee no need to end your existence, but it would be good to not be inside this for long. Do I have your agreement?
I kind of looked at everybody else, and if nobody was like,
I'll do it if you don't want to do it. I'd rather have you run the bang board if you need to, but I'm used to trippy shit in my brain. It'll be fine.
I think me being able to run the bang board's the reason I should do it.
I volunteer too.
The hell is wrong with all of you?
We can rotate. I mean,
Yeah, is it can you you mind couch hopping for a bit? I say to him.
It kind of like
There's
buzzes a little bit, not understanding the reference,
uh
but
moving from one mind to another as we need our privacy sometimes.
that is possible, and I could understand the. I could understand why you would like that. I could do this thing, yes.
I'm already used to kind of being more than one person. Come on.
Very, very well. So, um, sort of erupting from the bang board, a maybe about like the size of a like a picnic basket, um, protoplasmic ball of glowing light just sort of phases out from it, as like and it like little wispy tendrils of energy exude and like wiggle out, dissipate, and then another one wiggles out for a little bit. And you all feel you are just like slammed in the face with a psionic presence. Those of you who have psi awarenesses, and it's powerful, glowing figure that quickly like moves into Hannah, and she glows for a little bit, and then the glow sort of dies down as like you feel like you feel like a watermelon getting shoved through a garden hose. That is the experience that you have, this massive weight of power, and like you feel the weight of hundreds of thousands of year spans worth of memories get pushed into you. But once the watermelon is through the garden hose, it subsides and you feel like this quiet. You can feel it inside you, like there is a thrum of power and presence inside of you, but it grows smaller and smaller, and recedes into the back of your mind.
How you doing, Hannah?
That one so long in duration. Yeah, I think we're fine.
You need some of the blue ones? I got the blue one. Just
I just take internally. How you feel about that, Jersey? You're running on this hardware too now.
I know. Perhaps we should acclimate to one another before introducing neurochemical adulterants.
Not for now.
more for me and for Frankie.
It was good shit.
I mean, only the finest.
I wouldn't have done this if I knew I had to be sober. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, I guess that's taken care of for now.
Yeah, and like you see the bang board, it kind of like it shrinks a little bit. The light's gone. All the little tendrils start to like wither off of it, and it's a little like deformed, but it resumes its natural state.
Yeah, I just internally tell Jersey like, if you need to talk, just ask first before you use my voice.
Very well. I will abide by your consent in all things while you are my host.
Thank you. All right then. So we got some basic stuff sketched out, or I guess we can keep working on that.
Yeah, like there's a lot of you have a lot of
Yep.
ideas out. Like it's not anything resembling a coherent plan. You're more in like whiteboard stage.
Our whiteboard is very chaotic.
Yes.
Yes.
Eon is like circled and like yeah.
Can we go home now?
I once again activate my alertness and try to get an idea of how dangerous it would be to head back to our own home, our own space. It's really just one action ahead. But,
yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
When you do that, like your normal sense of like how far out into the future, like that's expanded.
Oh.
Like it kind of rocks you a little bit, and like you see a couple of different like your mind rifles through a couple of branching pathways, none of which immediately like shock you back with any sense of danger, but you feel there's definitely a boost going on.
That's not so bad. Yeah, I think we can go home now. I think it's fine.
Cool.
And,
Yeah, so you guys are able to get back to your crash pad, no problem. Yeah. So are you guys making in contact with anybody? What's the plan?
I do it.
I guess I have to wait for my people to come back online. So
Yeah.
Frankie's gonna focus on doing show planning.
Okay. All right. You're getting that all together, compiling the notes and the whiteboard, and yeah, there's a lot to go through because this is beyond anything you guys have attempted or conceived of yet. So it's going to take some time to really get this ball rolling. But you are doing that. What about Bram? What is Bram up to?
I want to see if I can go back to work.
Okay. Yeah, you can check things. Like you basically like flip your availability on, and they have you can take an evening shift.
Cool. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try to return to something of a normal schedule. Make that paper, as it were.
Indeed.
Before you go, Hannah pulls you aside. Like, Ram, you got a sec?
Yeah. What you need?
So I noticed. I think while I think while Jersey's with me, before we trade off, I think my I don't know if it's just with clairsentience, but I think I'm a little better at stuff. So again, my offer for your mom still stands, but that is up to you to ask her about and see if that's something she wants to try. That's all I had.
I'll reach out to her. Yeah, I need to talk with her anyway. It's been an eventful couple of days. Yeah, I'll reach out to her.
Just figure that's something we want to try to do for her. We might want to do it before we start kicking over ants' nests.
You make an excellent point. Yeah, I'll try that. Thank
Have
you.
fun at work.
Even just the offer, just it really that means a lot. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Mice, what are you up to?
I think I kind of just want to do. I mean, Mice is always for show planning, but also just going through some of those bureaucratic hoops to get the
Okay. So you're starting the money transfer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, you have the blueprint. You'll probably take about 5 business days if you follow the sort of the legit plan. If you want to try and speed that up or cover your tracks, we can make a roll or two.
Absolutely like to cover tracks.
Uh,
But it means, like, if it's 5 business days, just I'll start it off and let it go, and then.
Okay. Will you be like trying to do through like normal hacking? Or are you gonna like use your technokinetic abilities from time to time? How are you going about mucking with the process?
I mean, I'll start with plain old hacking, and then
Okay.
if things go, then I'll.
Okay,
switch.
noted. You can make me an Enigmas roll to start off that process.
All right. Would a jury rigging specialty apply in any way?
No, not for this.
Ooh, I like that. So that is 3 successes.
Okay, so you get the process started. Is your focus on speeding the process up or covering your tracks?
Covering tracks.
Okay, yeah.
Entire.
So as it stands, it's going to take about 5 business days, but you've laid the groundwork. You're going to have to do some more work as the process goes on, but you've definitely the first part of the tracks have been covered. So yeah, you'll have to do some other stuff down the line, but you've gotten that process started and it's pretty covered.
Cool.
What about Hannah? What is Hannah up to?
Hannah is actually going to get on social media and just because it's been a while since
Mhm.
we've really paid attention to that, and just kind of do the general hustling to keep us in the
Okay, yeah.
and do some and I do a little bit of generically galaxy themed edges to
Oh,
some of my
okay.
posts.
Okay, so you're doing the ARG thing of like putting in little hints for something
Yeah,
yet to come.
something's coming up.
Yeah.
It might be flavored like this.
Okay. The current like the fairy tale book story is still ongoing. Like you
Okay,
guys
cool.
are still having those things, so you're definitely in the public eye. But make me a culture roll to sort of
Sure.
lay the seeds for the first bit of the social media blitz.
Yeah, I'll probably also follow up with fairy. Do the
Mhm.
do the whole thing. That is 4 successes. Wow.
For successes, yeah, you start like people notice like the people who pay attention to this stuff. Like there's like there's like sub comment threads of like, hey, did you notice this? Hey, did you notice that? What do you think that means? Like the buzz is starting on like that
What new
wasn't.
weird shit are they up to?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, so with that, we're gonna leave. We're gonna close off the session for tonight, as you guys are doing your various projects, and we will hit up the XPs. So, did anyone achieve a short-term aspiration?
I did.
Awesome.
I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I got into trouble.
Yeah, absolutely, you did.
I got
Understand the presence.
Yeah, you understand it.
Didn't you think with Psy?
Nope. Okay. Well, then those who got a short-term aspiration get an XP for it, but you didn't all get it. I don't think anyone got a long-term aspiration. You did spend over half the momentum, so that's another XP. Yeah, I think that'll be it for the night. Light XP game, but that's fine. All right. So before we head out, does anyone have anything they'd like to plug?
It's not a plug, but it is a statement.
I'll be right back.
Okay. We are recording this January of 2023, and over the last couple of days, there's been a whole lot of content, a lot of discussion happening about the open gaming license. All of us, I believe, are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. I know, personally speaking, it was the first tabletop RPG that I ever played. Way back in the 90s, I played 2nd edition D&D. It very much introduced me to tabletop RPGs. It is a hobby that I love. It is a game that I've played in all of its different iterations. The open gaming license is a vital part of that. I have watched with joy as independent publishers and even individual creators have made things within that system. Many of the people that you, the audience, are enjoying on this stream have produced content, if not directly for the OGL, for systems that were inspired by the benchmark that it set in sort of that millennial year. So I know, personally speaking, it is bullshit of the OGL trying to be essentially done away with. I think it is shady as hell. I understand Wizards of the Coast has got financial pressures. They want to maximize profitability. I'm not a giant fan of capitalism. Shocker, maybe, to some of you. I don't know. But I think that their attempts to destroy something beautiful, something that has contributed to the livelihoods and the lives of many people, that has genuinely made the world a better place for an uncountable number of people. It's kind of shitty, and I, for one, don't appreciate it. And I hope that by the time this comes out, that it'll be weird and silly, and it'll all be water under the bridge. But I don't have a whole lot of faith in that. I do hope that.
We're live, Nigel. It's happening now.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. I hope that you take time and don't take my word for it. That you read up on the situation, that you understand what's going on. It is a complex legal issue. Copyright was a subject that I studied extensively in my postgraduate studies, and I am in no way an expert. But it is definitely something that I think if you want to make a decision on whether or not you support it, you should be informed. And there have been, and there continue to be some really good, high quality videos and essays and articles that are coming out that try to summarize what all is going on, the benefits of the OGL, some of its limitations, and some of the potentially legitimate justifications that Wizards of the Coast has to try and override it. But again, I do not have faith in Wizards of the Coast doing anything that is genuinely altruistic. I believe at the end of the day, their interest is in profit. And I know that getting rid of the OGL as it currently stands is not going to, it's going to hurt a lot of people in terms of their livelihoods. It's going to, I think, shutter a lot of interesting games. And yeah, I'm rambling. Keep the OGL as it is. If you do have to do another iteration of it, then at the very least, this also will not expire clause should go along with it. That's my personal piece. The views that I expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Scott Cuban, of any of the other players, or even of Simulacra Studios. So,
well, thank you for that. I mean, they do. Maybe not in a my LLC is liable, but I agree with your sentiments, and I wish that nothing. I will note that nothing official from WotC has come out regarding any of this. This is all based on leaked documents that have a lot of good justification for their veracity. But I don't give them the benefit of the doubt. And I hope, my hope of hope is that this massive backlash changes some plans in the better.
And I will say, as a final coda to all of this, a postscript, if you will, if you do find yourself motivated to speak out, if you find yourself trying to reach out and contact either through official channels or through their support line, be polite and be kind. The average people that you are talking with almost certainly have nothing to do with the decision that is being made. They do not deserve your ire. Do not be an asshole to them. Be polite, be kind. 2023 is just 2022 again. We all need some kindness and love in this world. So please express yourself, be passionate, but don't be an asshole.
Yeah, I've made this sentiment that I feel really bad for any of the creatives working for Wizards of the Coast right now. It can't be a good thing. I will say, from what I've heard, probably one of the most pound for pound thing that you can do is, if you have a D&D Beyond subscription, cancel it.
Yes.
But anyway,
be taking note of that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the language that the capitalist speaks. But moving on from that, does anyone have anything they'd like to plug, or ideological screeds they'd like to go on?
Screed.
All right. Well, in that case, I would like to say, if you'd like to support the show or the channel, you can go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios and become a patron. It's the best way of helping me survive the capitalist hellscape, and while showing support for this show and all the others coming out. You can also, by doing so, you can get access to our Patreon Discord, which is the best way to get in contact with us, as well as getting access to early casting calls, and other behind the screen goodies. So we will see you all in 2 weeks for the next chapter of Lunar Rocks. Looking forward to it.